So here is just an example of the reading. I'm not really going to pull any cards necessarily. Um, I'm just going to do an example of the reading. So this is a boundaries reading again, and I call this module of my self-care life coaching course Sacred Boundaries. And because I believe that our mission, our values, all of those things are sacred. So that's what drives our boundaries, is all of those things that we do that are deep in our hearts, that we get messages from our intuition. All of those things drive our boundaries. So the first part of this reading is your mission. So this is not some little light reading. This is something that you want to take your time with, and make sure that you have a journal near you and that you're writing all these things down. And it's also not a reading that you want to do like every day or something like that. You want to do this. I mean, it's good. I think it's good to check in with your mission and your values every 3 months or something. Sometimes every month, but for me, I think every 3 months is like standard. So the first thing, I'm just going to pull Amazingness, Wild Unknown. So I'm just going to pull cards from the top. And I'm going to try to pull cards from the major arcana, so you're going to see me. So, okay. So your mission, the Hierophant. So, for the Hierophant, I would say you can, I like to look at the cards and just draw meaning from the pictures and all this. So it really does matter what deck you use and all that, what kind of art you're drawn to. Something you can easily connect to. So then you can get a book, or you can look at my website. I have a bunch of information on the majors especially. So that's something else you could do. You can separate only the majors. This is a big reading, so maybe you want to just use the major arcana, which is those first 22 cards. So maybe you want to just do that. There's a million ways to do this, but that's what I would do for this. That's what I'm going to do for this reading. So your mission, the Hierophant. The Hierophant, maybe your mission is to instill tradition and values. Maybe into your community. Maybe it is to remind people of your traditions, traditions that might have been forgotten. That might be something that your mission is. So number 2, core values. So that kind of goes along with the Emperor. So the Emperor, maybe your core values are, discipline and, making sure the rules are obeyed. Maybe, you're someone who upholds discipline, someone who helps people be effective through discipline, tradition, upholding those values. Maybe that is your role. And then your sense of self. So 3. Let's not draw the Tower for that, huh? I'm not drawing these cards, like I said. So this is kind of funny with this. Make some room here. My nails are a mess. Sorry, I've been in the yard and all that. So the Fool. The Fool, that's kind of funny. Your sense of self, like you have all these serious cards right here. A Hierophant, the Emperor, and then the Fool. That makes sense, because that means your sense of self, maybe you feel like you know nothing, that you always have something to learn. The Hierophant and Emperor are knowledgeable, so they really value knowledge. So being a fool is someone who approaches the world as someone who knows nothing and who needs to be taught. So you go to your elders and you really listen to what they have to say. So that is your sense of self, is through learning traditions and values. This is whoever this is for. Now here we go. Self-sabotage, boundary violation. So here maybe we can draw a minor card, because this is something that might shift. Maybe not. Anyway, so the Hermit. So the Hermit, that could be read a few ways. Someone like this, whatever person this is, might actually feel the need to retreat constantly and be learning constantly. So maybe a boundary that you need to set with yourself as this hermity, traditional fool who thinks they know nothing, is to be in your community more and actually spend more time with people. So some of us need to spend less time with people and purposely be a hermit. So that would be this imaginary person's reading so far. What is preventing you from being good at boundaries? Number 5. Let's see. I'm trying to pick a major card to make it this easy. Okay. Well, okay. Wheel of Fortune. So maybe you're a person that drama follows them around, that you always feel like fate is driving your life. So maybe reminding yourself that you have more control than not. So what can you do? Is fate really in control, or are you in control of some of it? I feel like it's both. So some things he handed us, we have no idea what to do with. Some things we do have control over. So what? This person seems like they're very serious and very studious, and so they feel like people and other things are always getting in their way. So fate is always getting in your way, but is it really? So I'm at examining if that is what's really happening. Okay, number 6. How can you build strong boundaries? I'm sorry about that noise. That's crazy. I don't know. My neighborhood is so quiet, so I have no idea what that is. Hopefully this doesn't ruin the video. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so how do you build strong boundaries? So this is kind of contrast the lovers. Let's say being in community, being amongst people who love you. This person is so serious and so everything. So I think that building strong boundaries is being reminded of your boundaries by your community. So this person, this imaginary person builds strong boundaries by actually engaging in their community. So then the last thing is how to protect your visions, your values, all that. And so awesome. So the Empress is so opposite of the Emperor. The Empress is creative, fertile, reminds that the world is full of surprises, of beauty. So by engaging in these values, they're so important to this person. Their tradition, discipline, all that, but by engaging in, in the earth and by things that don't make sense, then this person might find that they can protect their values and their vision more. So this is kind of an opposite. I like to do that, I guess. You would think that, this actually proves my point. So you'd think that boundaries were like, okay, well, we need to cut everyone out that's supposedly toxic out of our life. And I'm all for that, by the way, but that's a whole nother topic. But what does toxic mean, And so I really like that, thinking about this as you. What is your vision? What is your role in all this? Your vision, your values, driving your boundaries. So I think I can see that like a 5th time probably, and we'll get it. So your vision, your values, your sense of self driving your boundaries. And to me, that creates life purpose. So it's a feedback. So if something doesn't feel good, maybe that's not your purpose. If something doesn't feel good, then maybe something feels great and that's your purpose. If someone in your life doesn't feel good, examine why. Is it because you are afraid, you're trying to hermit out? Or is it because you truly don't find them to be upholding your vision and values? So it's not about the other person, it's about us. It really is. So that's what I'll go over and over in this Self-Care Like a Queen course, especially this boundaries module, which I felt like was crucial because boundaries, that's so important when we are examining, self-care. Because how can we have self-care if we don't have boundaries? It's pretty much impossible. So self-care is driven by our values and our vision. Self-care is driven by what's important to us. So you're not going to invest in self-care regimes that don't make sense to your vision and values. So that's what we get over in the course. Like I said, right now that course is $75. It's going to go up in price because I'm adding yoga to every single module, which I'm really excited about. But so yes, $75. Once again, I do offer sliding scale for single parents, people who are activists, social workers, people who have chosen lives that don't pay very well. I really get that, believe me. I have a degree in public health, so and I went to art school, so I get it. So if you are struggling but you still want to invest in your self-care more than anyone, you probably need to invest in it. Please get at me. I offer those, and And if you do have the money, support my work. That'd be awesome. It's going to just keep getting better and better. All right. Love to you guys. Thank you for watching this video.